Eating real food is one of the most important things you can do for your health, but as a busy mom, I get that this can be tough to just churn out on a daily basis. So allow me to share with you some of my favorite go-to healthy meals that are a little quicker and easier for when you are low on time and energy. Before we jump in, I first want to tell you guys about today's video sponsor, the Calm app. I've shared here before that I'm very intentional about trying to bring peace and order into my home because I feel like it helps me so much with my mood, but also my productivity. And honestly, the same goes for our minds as well. Calm is the #1 app for sleep and meditation. They have a wide range of content to help you, such as meditations, including sleep meditations and also sleep stories and calming music. They have a lot of different grounding exercises as well as expert-led talks. I personally use the reduce stress and anxiety category the most. I love all of the grounding exercises to help with overwhelm. They also have just quick, like 1 to 3 minute meditations, which with little kids at home, there's very limited time for quiet time that I can actually devote to this. But sometimes I feel like that is all I need, just that minute or two. Calm puts tools right in your pocket that in just a few minutes every day are gonna help you towards a healthier, happier life. For my viewers, Calm is offering an exclusive offer of 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/Becca Bristow. Go to calm.com/Becca Bristow for 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library. That's calm.com/Becca Bristow. First up, one of my go-tos is chili. If you are an OG subscriber of my channel, then you know this girl loves a pot of chili, and it's for a few very good reasons. First, it's quick and simple to make. It's really not rocket science, and I feel like it always turns out good, even if you switch up the recipe. Another reason I love it is it's very versatile. You can make a tomato-based chili, you can do a white chili, and you can use different kinds of meats, different veggies, different beans, and you can make something that's pretty simple, fairly different, and it kind of spices it up if you're eating it a lot. And if you are eating a lot, you are getting a lot of nutrition because chili is packed with veggies. It's loaded with protein, and I always put bone broth in mine, so it's very nourishing. It's also very filling and satiating from all of that protein and the fat, and it's just a really great go-to meal. So here's what I always do. I always do like saute up onions and garlic. I then add in some kind of ground meat. It could be beef, it could be turkey. Sometimes I do ground pork. I will cook that or brown that meat. And then I add in 2 cans of diced tomatoes, a can of tomato paste, about a cup of broth. And then I'll also add in some kind of veggie. Sometimes it's diced up pepper or frozen corn is what I did here, and some diced green chilies from a can. I always, for a shortcut, I'll just do some taco seasoning. Just throw it all together, let it simmer for about 20 minutes, top it with whatever you've got in the fridge. We always have sour cream. I usually have cilantro. I love avocado too. So easy. Another absolute hero when it comes to a quick meal is a sheet pan meal. So this is basically cooking up veggies and some kind of meat on one pan or one sheet pan, and it's so quick and easy. So for me, what I made was I first just diced up sweet potato, and then I also cut up some broccoli and roasted that alongside some barbecue chicken. So everything goes onto the pan, everything cooks together at one time. It's really quick and easy to throw together. You can make this even faster if you chop all of the veggies and even like marinate the chicken in advance. You could do this the night before, or on Sunday when you go to the grocery store, you can do all of this prep work ahead of time and just keep everything chopped and marinated like in your fridge. So that way you just pull it out, throw it on the pan and roast it. So what I do is I always stock up on chicken breasts from Costco. All the other meat that we get is always from farms, but this is just one of those shortcuts that it's just so easy, and it allows me to make meals quickly if I don't have a lot of time. So I love chicken breasts for that reason. So I slice them up into tenderloins, which you can even buy them already sliced from the store, which is going to save you a step, but it really doesn't take that long to chop them up. So I just cut them down into like tenderloin size, threw them in a bowl, covered them in barbecue sauce, and then just kind of coated them, put them on the pan. And then as for the veggies, I always do avocado oil, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and it makes them so delicious. And then you just roast everything in the oven at 400 for about 40 to 45 minutes until the chicken's cooked and the veggies are nice and golden roasted, and so just easy and delicious. And I always serve it with extra barbecue sauce for dipping, because the chicken kind of tends to dry out when you're also trying to make sure that the veggies get roasted well at the same time. But it's always good, it's reliable, and it's nutritious. Next up, another favorite of mine is what I like to call a taco skillet. And it's very quick and easy, of course, because that's the theme of this video. But truly, it's one of those meals that's simple to throw together, but also I love it because I basically always have the ingredients stocked for this meal. So it's onion, it's garlic, it's rice, it's beef, and then salsa, cheese, beans, some taco seasoning, just all simple things that I always have stocked no matter what. So I will start by dicing up an onion. If it's a really big onion, I might only do half an onion, and then a few cloves of garlic, and I just get that sauteing together. And then I always cook some kind of ground meat with it. Usually it's ground beef, because we buy ground beef in bulk from a local farm, so I always have that in our freezer. And ground meat is so lovely because it just defrosts so quickly, so you can pull it out, a couple hours before you want to cook, throw it in cold water, and it'll be ready to go for you, which again, it's just quick and easy. And my kids always like ground meat. And here's a little hack for you. I always add a scoop of liver powder whenever I'm cooking ground meat, because it just supercharges the nutrition. It's an easy way for me to get liver into my kids, but you literally can't taste it. It's like absolutely undetectable. When liver typically has a very strong, can sometimes be off-putting taste. So once the meat is browned and I add in that liver powder and mix it in well, I will I cook a cup of rice and a cup of water in my Instant Pot. I'll throw that in. I then dump in a bunch of salsa, like a cup, maybe even like 2 cups of salsa. I just kind of eyeball it, but you want a lot of salsa in there because it's gonna just bring a lot of like that juicy flavor to it. And then I'll add in beans, and then I'll add in a bunch of cheese and just kind of mix that all together. Also taco seasoning. I add in taco seasoning, and that's how I season this. Because again, shortcut, it's easy, it's already mixed. You just throw it in and it's gonna be really flavorful. And then I add a little bit more cheese on top, let it melt, and then again, whatever toppings I have in my fridge, whether it's cheese or sour cream or cilantro, avocado, even like little corn chips or tortillas crushed up, so good. It's just one of those meals that, again, it's really easy to throw together, but it's always good. And I'm always like, why don't I make this more? Because it's so flavorful. Speaking of flavorful, these Greek meatball bowls have been an absolute hit in my house, so I have got to share these with you guys. So first, I start by just cooking rice, because that's the base of the bowl. I always use my Instant Pot because it's fast, it's reliable, I don't have to babysit it, and I know it's always going to turn out basically perfect. And I just do a cup of water for every cup of rice, pretty much. So then I'm going to make the meatballs. I will link a recipe down below for you guys that I have been following mostly. I feel like I kind of skipped the fresh herbs, or I usually skip the fresh herbs because I don't always have them on hand for these meatballs. And then the other shortcut I took was I didn't do like a zest of a lemon. I just buy lemon juice like bottled up. It's one of the things I always order from my Thrive order by Market. And I just pour a little bit of that in for like that zingy flavor. But you just mix up the meatballs, which this is another one of those things you can do well in advance. You can make these ahead of time. You can even freeze them. And then all you have to do is pull them out and bake them when you're ready to make the bowls and assemble the bowls. And it's really easy. So you mix up everything for the meatballs. And these meatballs, let me tell you, are so good. They get like a little bit of like a golden, crispy crust on the outside, at least in my oven, they always do. And they're so flavorful and juicy and delicious. Now, I don't ever have lamb, but I use ground pork for these, and I feel like they taste so good. It's just like very mild, and they're so yummy. Like everyone in my family, all my kids, we love these meatballs. So you mix them together, obviously make the meatballs, and you bake them in the oven at 425 for about 20-25 minutes until they're cooked. And then I also make a little bit, the only other thing I make is like a tzatziki sauce. So I just grate up cucumber. I usually always keep cucumber in my fridge because it's also good for packed lunches for my oldest. And if there's a lot of, if they're like a little watery, you just kind of squeeze some of the water out. But I always eyeball this, but I put some of that grated up cucumber. I'll use whole milk, Greek yogurt, and mix that all up. I also will use that lemon juice again. This is what I always buy. It's a great shortcut, so you don't have to keep lemons on hand or juice them or zest them or anything. A little bit of salt, and then this is my secret weapon because I never buy dill. I just use the ranch seasoning from Trader Joe's, and let me tell you guys, it's the best shortcut ever because it tastes delicious. It doesn't really taste like ranch. It tastes like tzatziki sauce, but you would think you used the real deal. So that's always one of my favorite little time-saving hacks. And then to assemble the bowls, you just use different toppings. So we love cucumbers. I personally love red onion. You also add a little bit of olive oil to the tzatziki sauce. I forgot that step. But then we like Kalamata olives, and then you add that sauce on the top, and it's just, feta cheese too. It's just so good. They're so satisfying. And again, you can do some of this prep ahead of time to make it even quicker and easier, but they're just a great satisfying meal that's pretty simple to throw together and also is nutritious as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're walking away feeling inspired with a few new recipes to try to make feeding your family real food just that much easier. So if you guys are new around here, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe, join my little community here on YouTube, and I hope to see you in the next video.